me starting again to play through the early part of the game that wasn't in my episode 1. So here's the setup to the game. Coming to the city of Oakmont because of some visions I've seen. Let's leave it paused here for a sec so we can read. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm gonna stay quiet for the cutscenes for the most part. Under the sea. Okay, so good ship of Charon. Not really sure of it, so how the CH is pronounced. But that was suitably spooky.
Hope I never have to use it. But something tells me I will.
Gun. This is just the same letter from the start. Trusty camera out. So the camera is used to take photos of anything, but specifically this icon here, photos. There you go, new evidence, photo of a tree. Through things. So, photo of a tree, like it's part of the city. Interesting symbols. Something military looking.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
All evidence collected. Alright.
Now get out!
Ship's
Now
captain
get out!
Doesn't like me much.
At
This
last,
guy.
Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of
That was a nice
Oakmont.
rhyme.
Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Reaching Oakmont is no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
This guy seems to know a lot
Don't
about
worry,
what's
you
going
can't
on.
miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I feel like it's a bit rich for the guy dressed in a yellow suit to talk
Can you
about
tell me a
someone
little
standing
about
out.
Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University.
Creature.
A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
What's the best way to get
Okay.
around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places?
It's always useful.
Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
Alright.
That's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
That's nothing suspicious about that. Yeah. Get the map. Hospital. Police, newspaper, hotel, asylum, university, city hall. That's all I know about so far. Okay, find Robert Throgmorton. Pin that one. So you pin evidence to the map. That's right, to your screen. And you get it in the top right there to as a reminder of what you need to do. Chat with this guy. See if he can say anything interesting.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
Cool.
I don't care
Oh,
about
yeah.
your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
This man is a gorilla. Let's talk about that.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about
He's
your
got a very
dreams.
sinister voice. Yeah, let's
If
talk
I
about
may
your kids.
ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Oh, that's all completely normal things to say about immigrants, I guess.
Mr. Throgmorton,
I'll help you.
let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Well,
I'd say they're friendly to
just
anyone.
say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine.
Certain I'm going to find this
I
guy
will
eating
say,
people at some point in this game.
We have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
That makes sense.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, It's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Yeah,
I've said everything I know.
cool.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
Fair enough. Take a look for this lifeboat. Should leave it here. I know it's here, I've already played this part of the game. And your lifeboat.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Who's he, I wonder?
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
I mean, you don't have a fishing rod. You would need a fishing rod to catch fish. There's some harpoons here.
Can't catch a mackerel since those
Could try
Innsmouthers
those.
took over the fishing business.
I'm not sure you were much of a fisherman before, I'm gonna be honest. Alright. Oh, found a will. That's, good. Everyone's a little bit sort of shuddery at times. Stuttery, I guess. Mostly pretty good.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
Alright. Let's go in here.
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
Does. Let's see a dog around here though. Yay, some bullets. Stuff to make bullets.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
I wonder whose room this is. Delicious.